right, we are live. It's been a while, and we're going to get Amazon going here, and then we'll kick some things off. This has turned out to be a project like you would not believe. So it has been rectified, or I think I've got my situation resolved here, so I should be able to accomplish what I am setting out to do this afternoon. So what we are doing today, everybody, is we are looking at some Retrofighters controllers. So we've got this one, which isn't out yet. This is their D6 wireless pad. We have their Xbox controller and their GameCube Pro Series Battle controller. And these will work with the original console, but also Switch and PC, but not modern Xbox or other consoles. So, for example, this one, although it says it works with Xbox, it is only Xbox, like the original Xbox, not the Series S or X or the 360, but the original. And I actually found my original in my basement here. I haven't hooked it up since I moved to this house. I got some schmutz on there still. So, yeah, so this one will be a fun one to see if that Xbox even works, let alone anything else. And then this one I'm going to hook up to my Wii, because I don't have a GameCube. And then this one I've got my Dreamcast out here. And each one of these required an additional project this morning. So what I had to do this morning was I had to install I bought an optical disc emulator for this, and it's called the Terra Onion ODE or something, or Node. The Terra Onion also works on the Saturn, so I had installed it in my Saturn, which was more involved, and I bought a second one like 3 years ago to install in the Dreamcast. I never got around to doing it until this morning because I needed to get the Dreamcast up and running, and I couldn't find any of my game discs, so we've got that working. The Xbox I've tracked down. I had to go and find the VMU for my Dreamcast because I hadn't touched these things in like 25 years, maybe a little bit less than that, but 20 years easily. So I had to track this thing down, and then I had to find batteries to put into it because it was long dead. But the save games are still on there, so they must use flash memory for the storage. So, yeah, so we're going to look at this one first, because what was neat about this one is that it also has a reader for the VMU. So that's going to be kind of fun. Grand Admiral Thrawn is here. I am doing well in this fine winter day. There is not a PS3 controller. They do make, I think, PS2 controllers. So I don't have the whole lineup here, but I've got what they've been sending me. And I've got some extra ones that we'll probably do a giveaway on at some point. So, yeah, they're fun. All right, so why don't we... Let me just send out a quick thing here. Let's just make sure this works before I go too much further. So I had to go find speakers to hook up to the monitor so you could hear it, because I didn't want to run it through the video system. I'm just trying to keep this simple, because what I'm doing is recording B-roll for the reviews that I'm going to be working on. And I had to go get this monitor because this one, my other monitors don't properly do the aspect ratio on these things, so I had to go find that. See if I can get the brightness turned up on this a little bit. So yeah, it's been a busy morning, just trying to get this stream put together. But let's see if the ODE is working. So I'm going to load this game up. All right, there we go. And I'll turn the volume up a little bit, I suppose. Now this one's connected through one of these, what do they call them? It's like a HDMI VGA output thing. And then what you'll see here on the controller is that this little thing lights up. And apparently all this stuff is going to work on this. So that's the game plan here, is to see how all this comes together. Let's just make sure this works first before we do anything else. And this is going to be a great game to try with this, because this game requires the D-pad. And the D-pad, even when it was new, the D-pad on the Dreamcast controller is not great. And, oh, Grand Admiral Thrawn got the GMK Tech. Yeah, it's a great little computer. Yeah, I have not found any issues with it. I did hear from one person who bought a bare bones one and was having trouble getting it working, but with the Windows drivers, but so far everyone else has been happy with it. William Wilkinson is joining us. Hello there. And yeah, I've seen some of their products before. I haven't reviewed any yet. And these are neat because like you get that retro feel, but yeah, so it's going to be fun to see how this works. So I'm just making sure my Dreamcast is functional before I have no idea what I'm selecting here. And these speakers I would have recommended to you, but they're cheap and they have this cool lighting effect, but they don't make them anymore. It's like they lasted for like 6 months and that was it. But they have a new version. But yeah, this seems to work just fine. This is my original Dreamcast that I bought in 1999. How do I switch? Okay, that switches. There we go. All right, I think we're good. Yeah, the ODEs are great, and the games actually run a little better on them because you get all the latency goes away, right? Now with this game, the way this works, this is called Ikaruga. You can get this on the Xbox and the other modern platforms. I think I have it on the PC too. So you switch your shield harmonics to match the color of the bullets. So if you get shot by the blue bullets, you charge up as opposed to dying. But you got to be like quick to switch, and of course they don't make it easy here, right? So if I hit any of those bullets, it's insta permadeath. So as long as I keep getting hit with blue bullets here, I'm fine. Pretty cool. So yeah, so I'm eager to. This is a good like D-pad example game. So that's what we're gonna use this game as kind of the example for this. Why don't we open the box up? Because I don't have all day today. You know, I don't know Matt K, but I can find out. If they may actually have. Let me look on Amazon real quick. They may actually have a PS3 controller. Let's see. They do. They do. So if you click through my Amazon link and do a search for the Retrofighters Defender, it works with PS3 and PS4. So that'll get you covered. All right. I'm going to say hello to some folks, and then we'll get this thing opened up. Yeah, so they do have drivers up on their website, but somebody was telling me they were having trouble getting them installed. So I have not done that myself. So George was 4 when I got the Dreamcast. That's how scary, that's how long it's been, right? So I got mine on September 9th, 1999. We had this this toy store in my town, which is now no longer next to my town. It was Toy Works. They were like a KB subsidiary, and it was great because when they opened up, they got all the video games. Because before we used to have to drive like half hour to get video games, and then this place opened up, and I think they went out shortly after that because they had all the games. They had a whole the whole back wall was games. So I went in there on the 9th and got my Dreamcast. 9999 was the big launch day. So MCE Buddy, that's not something I've heard in a long time. I got to look back into that. That's the thing that skips commercials, right? I did something years ago on it, but I have to go back and look. So I have not heard anyone pronounce it that way in my life. What are you talking about? I bought an NVMe yesterday, 1 terabyte capacity. Yeah, these things are great, all great. Oh, Ikaruga, how are you supposed to pronounce it? Somebody can pronounce it for me. And it's on Steam as well. Yes, yeah, so click through that Amazon link. You'll find them right in there. And the Defenders is what you want, and it looks like Sadness is going to be. So it's funny, whenever I do one of these streams, I usually get like an expert on the product line. So it looks like Sadness is going to be our expert today. So here's what you get in the box. This is the Dreamcast one. So this is our VMU reader. And I assume, let me get my controller unplugged here. I'm assuming that this is also our wireless connection to the controller. But we'll see what else we got in here. So we have the controller itself. Ooh, there's a nice weight to this. I like it. Ooh, it's clicky. Listen. Hear that? I think it's got Kale switches on it. So you're not going to use this for like your 3D games on the Dreamcast, but what we're going to demo on this will be the games that you play with it. It's got a USB Type-C connection on the top there. It's got a switch here at the bottom. I don't know what the switch does, but we'll find. Oh, I see it here. It's DP. I see. So you can map this to the left stick or the right stick. And I guess there must have been controllers. Oh, this might be on the PC. That might be what that's for, maybe. Because the Dreamcast only had a single stick on there. And then we got a little pin here. And then we have a USB-C cable. And then we have, okay, so this is the wireless dongle, I'm assuming for the PC side. So we will get to the PC in my review that's coming up. But in the interim, we're going to plug it into the Dreamcast here and see if it works. So here you go. This is the only one today that's not available. Unfortunately, I am not qualified to answer this question. I have no idea. All I know is that it's PC compatible. I should be able to plug it into the PC. Yeah, so I think the Defender controllers are pretty good. Ikaruga. All right, well, I pronounce everything wrong, so that's why I do that. You know why? It just pisses people off, and then I get comments, and then my engagement grows. So that's my strategy. Some people troll. I just troll with mispronunciation. All right, so why don't we plug in? And I need to get my B-roll capture ready here. So let me do that real quick. And we're going to play with Xbox, Wii, and Dreamcast today. So I'm capturing retro footage. So this is the Retrofighters. And then I've got to take a week and just clean this office. I look like a tech hoarder right now. And none of this stuff, like if somebody were to break in here, there's nothing to even take. It's all garbage. All right, so here's the overhead. I kind of want to start it without the, let's see if it just works the way I think it works. So this is wireless. Let's see if it pairs up here. I may have to do some kind of pairing procedure. Let's see. Maybe I got to hold down this button here. Let's see. Because it's right now just kind of blinking here. All right, so it hasn't yet detected it. May I hold this down? I never read the instructions, which I probably should read. And I will say the fan on my Dreamcast is a little on the noisy side, but this is like an original equipment here. Okay, so make sure receiver is plugged in securely and in pairing mode. All right, press the pairing button. Okay, so I was pushing the wrong button. So that's this button here. Oh, there we go. Yep, it's working. Okay, so we got that paired up. And then I'm guessing I'll have to pair it again on the PC side, so we'll come back to that. And I'm going to try to keep all these things together. All right. So I am going to zoom my camera overhead in a little bit because I want to be able to capture this thing kind of going off. Let's move the Dreamcast over a little bit. So what I want to be able to do is capture the reading of the card here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with Virtua Tennis. I'll move these out of the way for a second. We'll get to these next. This is the retro capture session for this upcoming video that I'm working on. And this is one of those videos where I'm putting in more time than I think I'm going to. It's great. Okay. Here we go. Let's take this in. Okay, so we're going to load up Virtua Tennis. And I have the, whatchamacallit in there, the Terra Onion Node, which is a optical disk emulator. I don't recommend doing this, by the way, but I'll show you what's inside of this right now. So if I, that's what I took the drive out and I put this thing in. So that's what's driving everything. All right, so now I should not have done this while it's on. This is not, do not try this at home. Because now I'm not going to be able to put it back together again without electrocuting myself. There we go. Okay. So now I've got it on screen here where it says, hey, no VMU slot, no VMU found. So why don't we insert the VMU into this thing? So I'm going to hit the record button. It's a bit of a tight fit, but look at that. It comes right up. Awesome. So you lose the ability to get your VMU kind of, you'd be able to see it, because normally it would just put the screen on the, let me just log that clip real quick. So normally you'd be able to like look down at the controller, because the controller has it in here. All right. So give me a second here. All right. So now we're going to do some gameplay capture. And I'm going to turn, I guess we can leave the volume on. So I got a question here. Something invaluable they could take if they... Yeah, me, that's true. Take me away. I hope I am. I don't get the traffic I used to get. So, but I will continually troll with this. I can't wait to the actual video. I'm going to totally mispronounce it. You know what I will do? I will mispronounce that Ikaruga. I'm going to find like 5 different ways to mispronounce it in the video, just so I can have people... Ikarumba. I'll call it that too. Hey, Michael Russo is here. Good to see you. I saw an AI emulation. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. Like on-demand translation. That's awesome. Yeah, so I'll definitely be using all this footage. That's the goal for today's live stream, is to capture footage today. And as far as criteria, criteria 1 is that they meet all the marketed claims, which is that, is this going to work with the original retro hardware? And then we'll look at how it feels. I can tell you this, I love the way it feels already. It's got weight to it, but not bad weight. It's like very well balanced. So, all right, so we're going to hit the start button. I think I hit the start button there. There we go. This actually is going to work well like on the Mister also, because this is going to turn into a really nice 6-button Genesis controller too, I think. All right, so we're going to do a little, I hope I don't get copyrighted for the music. So we're going to do a little gameplay here. Let me just pause it for 1 second, hit the record button. Yeah, it feels good. Now this one is not available yet. It's available for pre-order. I have yet to find a tennis game that I like better than this one. I don't know if any of you, I haven't played a tennis game recently, but there's a couple of games that when they came out, it became like, all right, I'm done with this genre now. Like I don't need to play any other game ever again. And for tennis games, this one did it for me. It's just got such a nice feel to it. The arcade feel is great. I can tell you this is like, I'm playing better than I usually play. So I think this controller is working as advertised. I don't even know all the controls here. Okay, he's going to kill me here. It's got a nice click to the D-pad too. This is nice. This is like a nice Sega D-pad. It's got that rolling D-pad on there. Look at that. I'm actually playing pretty good here. And I'm not good at games, so this is great. All right, now I'm on the other side. I'm over here now. Oh. I am feeling a little bit of a clicking if I'm going too far on the edges here. Like, it doesn't feel good, actually. Am I opening or not breaking it? Let's see. Oh. Oh. I guess I don't do so well on the far side of the court. That's good. Okay, so now I got to remember how to reset. I don't know if I can just reset this. I think I have to turn it back off and back on again. Let's see. So we'll try Ikaruga, or Itaruga. Ikaruga. So let's do that real quick. Ikaruga. Ikaruga. Flood of Sins is here. Yeah. Well, hey, that's actually pretty entertaining if it did that. So I don't know if the, I guess they could have used analog. Yeah, no, I don't think the analog controls even work on Virtua Tennis. So if you aren't pushing down at all when you rotate the stick to the edge, then something is wrong. Yeah, so it's making like a little bit of a, it feels a little weird when you do one of these rotations. It's like you can almost feel it coming off of its base. I have to ask them about this, actually. It might be normal, I don't know. But it's got like, because you have the clicks of the actuation, and it feels like it's rubbing against something in there. But only when you're doing this kind of rotation with it. I'm going to ask them about that. All right, so we're going to try this one real quick and see how it does. And I'll probably work on the PC stuff tomorrow because then I can have every. Oh, it's got vibration. Part of the strategy here is almost to let them fire at you. It's actually got a really nicely balanced vibration motor in it. I don't think I ever had the rumble pack for the Dreamcast, so this is a new experience on the Dreamcast to have this. Oops, and see, this is what happens if you change your shield. Oof, if you have the wrong color shield up when you get hit, you're done. That's what makes this game, it looks easy, but it's really hard. Because they don't, of course, give you the convenience of getting hit with the same ships at the same time here. Like, this is a great example of that. Because that one little blue guy would take me out. Yeah, so my only objection or issue with this right now is that I'm feeling, if I'm rotating it hard, I'm feeling it almost like not coming off the base, but I can feel it like clicking inside. I'm not sure if that's supposed to do that. This will charge us up real quick here. Okay, so now I have the super weapon. So what does that do? So I hit the C button. There we go. Oh, you can use that even when you don't have that much power. Huh. Yeah, so what's neat about this one is that it's got the vibration motor built in, which feels pretty good. I think this is one of my friend Metal Jesus' favorite games. And he'll show up now that I mentioned him. It's really weird how that happens. All right, here's the boss. I'm never going to get through this boss. Let's just be honest. See how hard this is? Because, like, which shield do you use, right? Ooh. All right, there we go. Okay, so you get the idea. does work. And then we'll have to try it with the other side of it soon as well. And then let me just get another shot of the VMU. Hear that? It's rotating off the table. It's a strong little motor on here. It's a strong little motor. I'm out of credits. But there you go. So I think it's pretty good. Okay. So I would say, you know what's interesting? This one doesn't feel cheap to me. Like this actually feels like it's got, like the plastic feels really good. It's got, everything about it feels nice. Again, just that, I'm just feeling that little bit of a click, like it's coming, like there's a, it's only when I'm doing these wide movements here. It's almost like there's like a piece of plastic that it's rubbing against. I don't know. I'll have to ask them about it. Because I'm comparing this in my mind to the one from 8-Bit Do for the Genesis with the 6-button controls on it. But it feels good otherwise. I like the way it feels. As you saw, the vibration motor is pretty, pretty strong in there. And I'm just going to put some notes into my document here so I don't forget them. So this is the Retrofighters. And Dreamcast controller. Good, Mr. Genesis. And the other thing I want to talk about is the VMU B-roll. Okay. All right, I think we might be able to move on to the next project here. And we can take our VMU out. So the way this works is that this is your wireless connection to your Dreamcast. And I'm going to put all of this back in here so that when I come back to this, I'll have it. And this is the PC dongle. Now you can connect this directly. And they're also now publishing, they are publishing their latency scores directly on their website. So you will see what they are measuring latency-wise. But I like this one. I do need to just ask them about that little clicking thing. This is a pre-release one, so this is not shipping yet. And I want to just confirm that that's how it's supposed to work. It doesn't feel bad. It's not messing up the gameplay, but it's definitely something I'm feeling. All right. Okay, so now we are going to take the Dreamcast off the desk here. And now I've got that ODE installed. I'm excited. I may actually start using this more. What I did get, and I'll get heat for this, but I bought the pound HDMI converter cable just to make it easier to capture. And what it does do is it does grab the VGA signal off of this and convert to HDMI for games that support it. But for the Xbox in a second, we're going to use my RetroTink. So let me just move this over here for a minute. But this is the first third-party Dreamcast controller I've ever owned in like 25 years. How about that? Third-party controller. Okay. So here's the deal with this Xbox. This Xbox, I don't think has been used since it arrived at my house here. It's been in my basement. I have no idea if it even still works. What I did find, though, I found it was sitting with my component output cable. I'm sure this thing's worth money at this point. So that was I was glad I found that. I was like, ugh. Because it was funny, I had assumed wrongly, I'm going to make a big point of this in the video here, that this controller, because it says it works with Xbox, was going to work with the new Xboxes, but it doesn't. It only works with the Xbox original. So like Xbox, not Xbox whatever, it's just Xbox. And this one was, I think, the second revision, or the first revision of the console. And believe it or not, I got this for free. And I'll explain how. This is before I was a YouTuber. What happened was, my job at the time, we were trying to get an internet connection at our office in California, a DSL connection. The phone company, Verizon, did not have capacity to hook us up. It was the strangest thing. This was like back in 2001, 2000, somewhere around there. Whenever this came out, it was 2002. So I called up Speakeasy, which was an ISP out there at the time, and they had the ability to hook us up. And they're like, hey, do you want a free Xbox? We're having a promotion. I'm like, heck yeah. So they sent me the Xbox. How about that? So it was a great deal. All right, now I had brought over component cables, and I put them down somewhere, and now I don't know where I put them. This happens all the time. So what did I do with the component cables? I have the Wii component cables. Let me go find them real quick. So I was trying to be organized here, and now I've put things down, and I forgot where I put them. So let's retrace steps here. And it could just be they're buried in my pile of cables that you don't see. And I'm glad you don't, because it is a absolute, here they are, absolute mess down here. Okay, so we're going to connect up our component cables to the Retrofighters. So the first step here is to power on the Retrofighters. This is a scaler. I don't have the fancy one, the 4K one that everybody has, but I'm going to get their new lower cost one when it comes out. Because I don't need all of the fancy stuff. I just need a basic scaler, which this is actually a little more than basic. This is the Retrofighters 5X. All right, so now, and like I said, I have no idea if what's going to happen when I power this Xbox on. So we will see. Yeah, I am not good at them, and I keep playing them for some reason. So yeah, I think when I got the 360, that was it for me. And I never got around to using it. That's when I got into the mini PCs, so I never really did I don't know, I might have, I may have jailbroken this one. I have no idea. We will find out when it boots up, because like I said, this thing has been dormant. I don't think I've ever even used it in this house. I moved here, so I got the 360 in 2005. Geez, the 360 is 20 years old, is that right? Yeah. I got it in like Thanksgiving of 2005. Actually, no, Christmas. I got it on Christmas Eve. I remember the day I got it because I ordered it from Target, the 360. I went on one of those websites that tells you if they have stock. I forgot what the site was called. And I was able to get one. You couldn't get one. And then I think once I got it, that was it for me. I was all in. So I don't think I ever used this. I don't think this Xbox has been turned on in maybe 19 years. So we will see what happens here. All right, so let's get these component cables hooked up. It might just explode. That would not be good. It'd be good for you because you'd have entertainment, and we've had things explode here before. Well, REFA caps on Apple IIs. All right, so I'm just plugging in all the component cables. All right, so that's all connected, and I'm going to use the power cable that I was using on the Dreamcast here. Oops. And I don't know where my Xbox controller is, so it's convenient that we've got this as an option here. So why don't we open this up and see what we got in the box. Now, I had this really expensive Logitech wireless controller back in the day for this thing. So I think we've seen prices come down quite a bit. I probably still have that controller somewhere too. All right, so here is the controller. Ooh, it's pretty looking. Let me pull up what's going on here. There we go, okay. So this is the controller. And I think there's a dongle somewhere. So this is the dongle. So there are two dongles. There's an Xbox dongle and a USB dongle, it looks like. So here is the Xbox dongle. And then the computer dongle is right here. So you got two different dongles. And they call this the Hunter. This is called the Hunter. But remember, this only works with the original Xbox, not the Xbox 360 or the Xbox One, just the Xbox and the PC, of course. Now, I'm guessing I've got to pair this up like I did the other one. So why don't we, all right, here's the moment of truth. Why don't we take a guess? Like, is this thing going to work or what? I don't know. Oh, it's coming on. Oh, it's working. I'm not hearing it. There we go. It actually works. All right, we got to pair the controller up. So I think there's a button. Is it the pairing button here? Let's see. And I think these have Hall effect sticks, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to look up that. Let's see how this works here. There's a USB connection on there. Let me read the instructions. Yeah, obviously it doesn't know what day it is, but I'm not going to fault it for that. I don't even know what day it is half the time. All right, so how to pair. Xbox, press the middle 3 arrows button. Press the middle. Okay, plug in Xbox dongle. Press the middle 3 arrows button. And it will connect. Okay. We got to hold it down. Let's see. Because that's not a 3 arrow button there. Let's see, 11 is connection button. Okay, so I'll hold it down and see if that might, there it goes. Oh, it like went steady for a second and then it stopped. Let's see. I'll hold it down this time. Plug in USB wireless, okay. Press the middle 3 arrows button. Is there a button on here maybe? Am I like missing something? It says 3 arrows button in the middle. Let's see. We're not getting a good pairing here. Let me try plugging it in from scratch and see if that changes anything. I'm actually kind of excited about this because it feels like a nice modern controller that'll work with this old Xbox. I'm actually surprised the fan isn't like going bonkers on it. It actually feels pretty good. But we're not getting a pairing, so please refer to how to pair. Are the buttons analog? They are analog buttons. Let's go back and look here. Okay, how to pair. Xbox. Plug in Xbox dongle, which I did. Is there a button on the dongle maybe? I don't see one. Press the middle 3 arrows button. Oh, there's a, no. Yeah, it's not clear on the instructions here how this thing pairs up. So I'm assuming that it says that's the connection button here. I'm just going to hold it down and see if that gets it to pair up. I have another one I can try if this doesn't work. Plug in Xbox dongle, press the middle 3-arrow button, and it will connect. Doesn't seem to want to do that. All right, why don't we consult their website? Button on the dongle? I don't see a button on the dongle. I may be blind. Let's see. There's like literally no button on the dongle. Let me pull it out here again. There is not a button on the dongle. There's a light on the dongle. No button on the dongle. Let's see. And somebody just like spammed a really weird. I can't get this off of this thing here. Somebody's spamming my Amazon thing. Maybe they can take it off. Let's see if I can get this out of here. I'll do it later. Okay, so we're going to hold down the button here. That's blinking, this is blinking, and no pairing. So it says, look for the 3 arrows button. I just don't see a middle 3 arrows button. Unless it's these 2 buttons? Maybe all 3 at the same time? Let's see. Yeah, it's not working. So let's go and look at their website here. Retrofighters.com. All right, so I'm going to go to their website and see if I can figure this out real quick. So I'm going to jump onto their website here. Thank you, whoever fixed that message problem. Okay, so if I go to support, I do have another one, so if it doesn't work, I can figure it out. But if I hold down the button here, like they're both blinking like, hey, let's have a pairing. But I'm not able to get this to pair up. Let's see, reviews. I'm surprised this Xbox works. Let me try the other port here. Maybe it just doesn't like the port. Let's try it in here. See if that one works better. Because that's number 1. Maybe hold it down. Because it's talking in the instructions about this 3 arrows, but I don't see 3 arrows. I just see back and left and then the middle button, but those aren't arrows. And there's nothing else on here. Oh, wait a minute. What's this button on the back? Is that a button? No. Oh, it paired. That's weird. All right, so whatever. Oh, you know what? That is a button back there. This doesn't have any arrows on it. That's what did it. Okay, so there's a button. It's not clear. I'll make this clear in my review. There is a button. It doesn't look like a button. It doesn't like push like a button, but that's the button right there. I don't know why they call it 3 arrows. There's no arrows on there at all. All right, so let's put this back in the other port. All right, so there we go. So we're going to tell this thing what day it is, and then we'll look at adjusting the retro tank also. Let's see if we can get the menu to pull up here. I lost the remote to the retro tank also. All right, so it is February 4th at 2:37 p.m. So when we get that set up, I'll show you so this is working now. Yeah, so the goal with today's stream is just to get some B-roll of this working with the original consoles, and then we'll do more on the other stuff. All right, it is February 4th. I can't believe it's like February already. I can't believe it's 2025 either. I'm in denial about time. All right, there we go. So why don't we get the video set up first? So let's go over to video, because we have that 480p thing in there. 480p, yes. 720p, yeah, why not? I wonder if it's outputting 1080i. Let me turn that off and see if... okay, I got widescreen. It just looks a little... it might just be the menu I'm in. Okay. So we should probably put a game in. Now, I've got games, believe it or not, on my back shelf here that I haven't touched in like forever. So let's see. What's good here? Why don't we try? Of course, the game is not in here. This might very well be a short video. Let's see. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Is the game in here? No. I must have these games stored somewhere. Go figure. All right, let's poke around here and see if I can find one. I must have like a thing that they're all in. But I did get some Xbox games in the other day, so I could probably use one of those. I was not planning for the Xbox to even work, so that was part of it. All right, let's see what else I got here. Yeah, I must have these in like a thing somewhere. Oh, we have Outlaw Golf. Not that that's like the best game in the world. How about Amped 2? That I have. Let's see what else I got in here. Ugh. Oh, I got the Burger. Oh, it's the Xbox 360. Wreckfest, the Yakuza. Oh, this is actually one of the launch titles. So we could try that. All right. So this was like a launch title. Reckless, the Yakuza. This is like a Blockbuster used game. It's got like the, check it out, it's got the Blockbuster sticker on there. You know what'd be really cool? I haven't opened up the disc in here either. There might be a disc in. Let's see. Nope, no disc. All right, so why don't we put this in and see if it runs. The disc is really scratched up too. This is Yakuza. Reckless, the Yakuza missions. But if I'm not mistaken, this was the launch title. All right, so there we go. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to recap the whole thing. I'm surprised it even works. This thing has been sitting in my basement for a long time, like as long as I've been in this house. Yes, what I used to do with my disk-based systems is I would put the, I hope the disk is reading. It sounds, I hear it whirring. I think it's reading it. I have no idea if the hard drive even works in this thing anymore. I mean, the CD drive could be bad, which would suck. We have demonstrated that it does pair. There we go. I'm guessing that it wasn't normally this slow to load, but yeah, it came right back up. A credit to Microsoft. I'll have to tell one of my other buddies is Major Nelson. I will say I don't feel a lot of latency on the controller. It feels pretty snappy. I wonder if it's got my save games on here. Let's see. We should go look through the hard drive and see what's in here. Load replay file. Do I have any replays on here? And we're not getting any sound out of this, so let me turn the volume up a little bit. I'm just going to you're going to see the screen go out. I'm going to reset my RetroTink here. Sometimes if I reset it, I can get the menu to come up. So what happened was I lost my, yeah, it's not coming up. So I can change the input here, but I don't think it's going to change anything. I lost my controller for it. I know it's in here somewhere. It's just missing currently. All right, so I got nothing on the hard disk here. So this game must not have played all that much. All right, so let's go to mission mode here. Here it goes. So what I would do, this is back when Blockbuster was around. I had this routine, like once or twice a week. I would drive down like to town next over from mine, and I would go to Blockbuster and see what cheap games they had. So I would get these games for like next to nothing. I never would play them. I just liked acquiring them. and it's still the same now. Like maybe I'd buy it and like play it once and then toss it on the shelf. And I'm still the same way now. Like with the Steam games, like, oh, that's one I wanted to get. Wait for it to get cheap, right? When it's like $5, $6, it's like a no-brainer, and then you never play it. I bought Cyberpunk the other day for $20 or 25 or whatever. Yeah, so I think this optical drive is going. So this would be a good candidate to put an ODE in. But you know what's funny? I'm not all that nostalgic for the original Xbox. I didn't get it when it came out. I wasn't planning on owning one. I ended up just getting it because it was part of some promotion, as I mentioned. And you can also see how dusty mine is. Look at all the dust in there. Like I said, it's been sitting in a bin in my damp garage. It's got to be all corroded inside for years. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was one of the launch titles on the Xbox. Although it was dated 2002. That's when it came out, right? Was it 2002 the Xbox came out? I thought it was 2001. Let's see. Release date, Xbox. Let's see. Yeah, it was 2001. So this was not a launch title, unless maybe this is like a reprint. So it said here $24.99. I must have paid that much for it. I don't know. Okay. Let's do that car. Yeah, I think either the disc is like scratched up or this is just a dying optical drive. Let's do normal difficulty. We'll do some heavy traffic, though. Why not? Okay. So let's take a look here. Oh, it's still loading. Yeah, I can't imagine this game taking this long to load back in its day. So this must be just the function of this drive getting old. Yeah, this might be the last day for this drive. The good news is that this was the second generation hardware. So that's because I got mine, like I said, I think 2002, maybe 2003. I can't remember exactly when they revved the hardware, but this was like the second or third revision of the hardware. But you know what's funny is the Xbox, the multiplayer was so good at the time. It was really seamless. And for those of us who like struggled with PC multiplayer, that the fact that the Xbox just worked so seamlessly, like it just got on the network and it worked. It was probably using UPnP, which is not the best practice anymore, but I have another game back there, Tetris Worlds, and I was playing. It was multiplayer Xbox Live Tetris, and I was playing one day. I was like, and some kid who was playing the game was like, "Geez, this game was out before you were born," and he was beating me. That's when I was like, I got to get out of this video game stuff. All right, we're almost there, I think. We just need to capture some B-roll of this thing working. The drive is working really hard. It's like, it's chugging away. And actually, I don't know if, I'm trying to remember if these games installed on the hard drive. I don't think so. I think the hard drive was used as like a caching thing, but yeah, I think that might be it. We might try the other game I got here. This is some snowboarding game. Amped 2. Are these worth anything? I should like be looking at this. I've got so many old games laying around. Some of them are Blockbuster titles, although apparently now like the Blockbuster stickers are kind of a what was it? Price charting, that's right. Let's see. Okay, so Amped 2. Okay, Amped 2 on the Xbox. Complete is $7.66. So I'm sitting on a gold mine here. It is complete. It was a new game at EB. Got the manual. Do I even have like a little card to mail in or something? Let's see what this is. No, just a blank. Oh, this is the anti-theft card back there. I don't even remember buying this. I wonder if somebody just gave this to me. Well, I think it's totally frozen up now. Should we try a different game? That disc is scratched up. Let's see if this one, ooh, this one's even worse. Let's see. I must have bought it used. This one's like in really rough shape. I did get in a couple of other games from a Whatnot auction. So let's let that finish chewing for a second, and then I'll try something else. All right, well, I'm sure I'll hear it if it comes up. Let me go look and see if I can find any of the games. So I did have a little folio of games that I came across as I was setting things up today. Oh, here they are. Here's a bunch of games. Okay. How lucky is this, everybody? I just found this. And my controller like turned off. Okay, there it goes. The controller was inactive, so it shut down. That's how long this has been taking. All right, so why don't we try? We'll be consistent with my game choices here. So this disc is in much better shape. This is Burnout Revenge. Xbox Live is not responding. Didn't somebody come up with like a... I'm just curious what's on the hard drive here. Let's see if there's anything on here. The hard drive's like blank. Let's see. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, look at that. All my games are on here still. So what's the date on this one? Oh, yep. So the hard drive still works, which is amazing. Hang on, I'll unlock my car for my wife so she can pick the kids up here. Hang on one second. Controls. All right. So Burnout Revenge is the game we're about to play. It doesn't have a date on it, but my save game is on there. So let's see what happens. It could just be that this drive is shot. Well, that seems to be doing much better, don't you think? This is more encouraging. And it could just be maybe we just have to clean the lens on the CD drive there. But this is encouraging. And this one I might turn the sound off for because I know there's a lot of copyrighted music in it. All right. Now this should run, this game I think in particular is able to do the 480p, or the 480p. What's the setting for that? Let's see. Yeah, this feels good. All right, let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. Seems to be working. Okay. Yeah, it seems to work pretty good. This Xbox is working pretty nicely now. All right, I'm trying to remember how to drive this. All right, here we go. Let's just get this going here. Yeah. Wow, this is like, it's really working. This is such a fun game. So this is on the Xbox 360. And it's one of the backwards compatible 360 games. So it runs really well on that. So I've been playing that upstairs on my Xbox One X. Yeah, it feels good. The controller feels nice. I mean, the challenge with this one is, how does it compare with other PC controllers? I think it's decent. I got nothing I could say to complain about. But if you have like an Xbox that you want to use with a wireless controller, this one's pretty good. Feels good. But yeah, that disc must have been scratched to, it probably has some disc rot also if it's 20-something years old, right? But yeah, oops. I'm just trying to remember how to trigger the 480p mode on this. Now, some people say that Burnout 3 was the best Burnout game. I argue that this one is, because this one I play the most. And so what I do now is I have the PS2 one that I run on my Steam Deck. That's in like steady rotation on my Steam Deck. I remember earlier when I was talking about like with the tennis game, after that Virtua Tennis on the Dreamcast. Hey, I made progress in the game. How about that after 20-something years? Okay, so now let's see if I can go back. So I remember there was a way to turn on the 480p mode. It may very well be in that mode, but I seem to recall it going widescreen. So I had this I had the CRT HD TV that this thing was plugged into with those component cables. And not every game supported 480p, but I'm pretty sure this game was one of the ones that did. Isn't that wild, though? It's like I never stopped playing it. Like all my stats are in here. Isn't that crazy? And this save file has not been touched since probably 2006. That is wild. And it's all just sitting here. All right. So there you go. All right, so that works. So we got our footage. Does it have memory slots? The controller does not. It's got a USB-C port for charging it, but does not have memory slots. Yeah, this I must have got with some Newegg. This was right when Newegg was like, first of all, when they were cool. They weren't ripping people off. Did I ever tell you what they did to me? They had this, they got, the state of Connecticut went after Newegg for sales tax. And what the state said to Newegg was, we want you to turn over your customer sales so that we can charge them sales tax. They didn't have to do it. They could have fought for their customers, and they didn't. And then I got whacked because I was buying stuff for work, and I got hit with sales tax that they did report through their tax filing, but because it was on my card, it was not cool. I did a whole video series on it. And it turned out at the time I knew the commissioner of the Department of Revenue. So he actually called me up and he's like, "Hey, you want me to come on and talk about this?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's have an interview." So you can see it in the channel. It's really fun. But yeah, I ended up getting an interview with the commissioner. And I was able to figure out that yes, in fact, Newegg was selling out their customers. They were giving away their personal information to the tax man without a warrant or a subpoena or anything. They just did it voluntarily. Bunch of crooks. All right, so let's undo the Ethernet here. We're going to do the Wii now and test the GameCube controller. Now, Lon, you might say, why don't you use a GameCube? And that's because I had a GameCube once. And back in the days when I didn't think I needed to keep a GameCube if I had a Wii, because the Wii was backwards compatible, I ended up selling my GameCube to get some extra bucks for games, and that was it. All right. So let's see if, now this Wii has not been booted up in probably 10 years. It was sitting behind my, I think I might have done some hacking to this thing. We'll find out. So this was sitting behind my TV in the bedroom. And I have not, like I said, I don't think I've touched this thing in years. Because we had a Wii, I still have it, the Wii U. And that was backwards compatible, so when that came out. But I do have component cables for it. I think they might be worth something. We'll see. All right, so we will plug in our component cables here and get this thing fired up. And we're going to plug in the GameCube controller. And I'm hoping I can control the Wii with the GameCube controller. We'll see. And that is going to be this guy. So we're going to do this one. All right. Amanda, thank you for the follow on Amazon. Yeah, I was surprised. That Xbox was great, wasn't it? It was like it's like one of those stories where like you wake up and it's been 20 years and it was like nothing ever happened, right? That thing was just hauling. It was amazing. So yeah, maybe I should mod that thing. We'll see. But yeah, that Newegg tax thing was pretty wild. By the way, nobody else did that. So like B&H, they went after everybody, and it was all, they did not have to turn over the customer records, but they just did it because they didn't want to deal with it. All right, this feels nice. First impression, quite nice. Here, I'll give you the. It feels like a GameCube, but it feels all these things it's got on there. And it's got two modes, Bluetooth and 2.4 gigahertz. So I'm assuming we're going to be in 2.4. So Bluetooth, I'm assuming, is what you use for the switch. And it's weird, these are analog, but they have clicky actuators at the end of it. Must be a backwards compatibility thing. This one feels nicer than the Xbox one. It's got more weight to it. All right, so here's, and just like before, we have dongles. So we have, this is the GameCube dongle. And then this is the PC dongle. And I'm assuming, and I guess the Switch doesn't need a dongle. But I guess the latency is better if you use the 2.4. All right, so we got that out of there. And it has a little pin here too, isn't that cool? And these have Hall effect sticks on it also. All right, so now we're going to flip up the top here. So this was where all the GameCube stuff lived. So we're going to plug it into port 1. A little bit of dust in there. So it's a lot smaller than the Wavebird, if you all remember the Wavebird, which I still have somewhere. Okay, here's the power. Look how big the Wii power supply was. Now this Wii I got, geez, I probably got this like around 2006-ish. You could not get these things at all. Like, it took me months to get one. Okay. Let's see if this works. Is there a disc in here? No disc in there. All right, so we got to pair this up now. So let me not make the same mistake I made before. So there's a pairing button here in the back. I guess I got to turn it on first. Let's see. There it goes. All right, we're paired up. And I thought this was going to be a problem, and it is, because I don't have a controller paired up with this. Why don't we reboot it and see if it... So I forgot, you can't control the Wii games. That's right, from... Does it have to be a GameCube game? I can't remember. Yeah, so it is paired up properly, but it's showing up as the third controller. And I'm plugged into the first port. So I may have to go upstairs and get... Yeah, I got to go get a Wiimote. Okay. Stand by. I do know where my Wiimotes are. I'll be right back. I got to go all the way upstairs, though. And then I got to find some batteries. And here's my squeaky door. All right, now we're going to go upstairs. Going to get our Wiimote, squeaky door. And I think I have GameCube games still, so maybe I'll pop one of those in. I was just thinking about this. So I have another case of GameCube games up here. Here it is. Ugh, let's see if I can get into that. All right, there's the GameCube games. I have memory cards in here too. Oh my goodness. All right, and then we need to track down a Wiimote. I knew I had one in here before. My wife's gonna get mad at me because I'm making a mess. Oh no. So I got the gun thing. All right, hang on a second. We gotta. I just saw one like the other day in here. So as we're marking it, oh, here's a Wiimote. I wonder if one of my kids got a hold of it. Let's see. Well, I did find some GameCube games. So I guess if I put the GameCube game in, it should work. But we have to get past that menu, right? So that's the... Here it is. Okay. Excuse me. All right. So I just got to find a couple of batteries for this thing. Then it'll be good. But I did find my box of GameCube games. Oh, wait, it came up. Look at that. Okay. And here's what's amazing, is that it knows what day it is. This thing hasn't been booted up in like, I don't know how long, like a really long time. I have an SD card in there too. All right, so here's all my GameCube games. Check this out. These are probably all worth money. I think I have the boxes still too. Super Mario Sunshine, Zelda. My favorite game, this is like an awesome. I've got my memory cards. But I don't think the, wait, there is a memory card slot on here, isn't there? Okay, so I can put in my Nintendo GameCube memory card. So let's see what happens if I put this in. Let's see what happens. Okay, it goes in, but you can't start it. So we gotta. I thought I found a workaround. All right, let me go grab my my battery, and we will get this thing booted up. Doo-doo-doo. All right, got some batteries in here. Okay. It is like insane how many of these systems Nintendo sold. Okay, so let's pair this up here. And I forgot, is there a button they have to push on the console too, or is there a, yeah, there's a button in the back maybe? I can't remember. It's been a while since I have played with the Wii. That's right, here's the button. Okay. Oh, it's paired up. Oh, wait, do I need that stupid thing to do the... Do I have to do that too? I can't put it in game controller mode? Oh, boy. Sensor bar. Okay, I know where the sensor bar is. Sorry, everybody. I was like, I don't need the sensor bar. Okay, so let's go grab the sensor bar. All this to capture 30 seconds of B-roll. Now, the sensor bar is behind my TV in here somewhere, and it was all tangled up, so I was reluctant to, yeah, it's on the floor here. Ugh. All right, it is full of dust. Boy, is it dusty back here. And it's a long cable. Maybe I should just buy a GameCube. This cable is like completely tangled up around. This thing here. Okay, we got that part out. So now let's see if we can pull the whole thing. It's still tangled up here a little bit. It's like 10 years worth of cables that got connected and disconnected are now all under here. All right, we're getting there. Let's round that one pretty good. I can't believe they make you use the sensor bar for that, huh? All right, I think we're free. It is free. Hopefully the sensor bar still works. Okay. Sensor bar acquired. Okay, All right, sensor bar acquired. Yeah, the time is incorrect. That is absolutely the case. But it kept pretty good time, I think. Okay, so now we got the sensor bar attached here. And let's see, does this work? Uh-oh. Let's see. Put it on top of the monitor. All right, no dice. Let me hit the... Oh, wait, there it goes. Okay, now we got it. All right, we're good. Finally. We got it working. Yes, let's try the progressive mode. Let's see if it works. So 2 candles. Okay, yes, that's right. That's right, because it's just trying to figure out where its place is in space. I remember that. Okay. Now, let's see if my save game is still on here. So this is like another one that goes back a really long way. Well, the good thing is we don't have to sit through the whole introduction anymore. This was, by the way, I think the best Star Wars game ever made. They need to remake this game. Okay. Here we go. How long have we been on the stream here for? Yeah, this was one of these projects that I was like, well, I've been meaning to get to these things and I never got around to it. And I was just like, oh, I got to go find all this stuff. And I've spent the entire day today, like getting all of the equipment put together just to be able to do this part of the, but this controller feels nice. All right, so let's do a little recording action here. Oh, that didn't last very long, did it? Let's try it again. Yes, I have like 5 copies of Knights of the Old Republic on a bunch of different platforms. I have yet to like seriously sit down and play through it. That's gonna be another one maybe I spend some time on the Steam Deck with and just finally play it because it's so good. All right, so let's see if I can. All right, I'm getting used to my controls here again. There we go. So you got to take out the TIE fighters here. Ah, shoot. This is hard. I'm trying to get into the, I've never gotten through this mission, now that I think about it. Now, the second Knights of the Old Republic game was not as good, right? Because I don't hear people talking about that one as favorably as the original. All right. This is hard. You got to keep up with him. They made the Millennium Falcon like super fast in this game. All right, so let's see if we can follow him in. But like, I was playing this when it came out back in 2001. I was like, man, this is the Star Wars game that I always wanted. Because the scenery, the graphics hold up, I think. And why the heck hasn't somebody made a VR version of this yet? Like, seriously. Because you have Star Wars Squadrons, which is great, but it lacks the these kind of missions. Oh, I wasn't even recording this time. Oh, see how hard this is? This game was like NES hard in 2001. All right, let's do an easier. Let's try a different game maybe. Now that we've got this as an option. Okay, so we got that working. So now you can't play the Wii games, I don't think, with these controllers unless it specifically supported it. So why don't we try a different game that might demo better? I think I'll do like Mario Sunshine or something. I got all sorts of games on here. Battalion Wars, Pikmin 2, Mario Sunshine. I got Zelda, Luigi's Mansion, Ocarina of Time. Because they had like that remake thing. I got an extra memory card. I got so much stuff, my goodness. Mario Party, F-Zero GX. Wow, I got a lot of games on here. Wario. I think I'm sitting on a gold mine here. Some of these are worth money, I think. All right, let's try this one. I'm just trying to get some good B-roll. That's all I'm trying to do. I haven't been going as long as I thought. It's only been an hour and a half. So I guess I'm doing okay. All right, let's see if this disc reads. It did not read the disc. Let's eject it here. I'll put it in backwards. That'll do it. I think these lights, my studio lights, are interfering with it too. I'm just trying to get the thing to pick up. It worked. You all saw it worked earlier. There we go. I don't know what I did there, but it seems to have affected some kind of change here. Maybe I got to recalibrate the thing here. Wii remote settings, Wii menu. I get moments of usefulness here, and then it craps out on me again. Might be an angle thing. Let's see. Oops. There we go. We got it. You got to take advantage of it when you have it. All right, there we go. So I'll do some Mario Sunshine, which might be a little bit easier to demo. Okay. Okay, so we'll put progressive scan mode on here as well. I gotta say, the Wii is not a bad GameCube, minus the interface getting into it. So I thought I had a save game on here. Maybe I gotta try the other card. Let's see. It's weird that I remember that I had a save game, right? There we go. Not too far along. I knew I was farther along in this game, but at least we don't have to sit through the whole intro, which takes forever on this game to get through. All right, there we go. I mean, just enough to get the I love the music in this game. And what I'll do when I test it on modern stuff is I'll play Super Smash Brothers with it, because it is a good, it's kind of designed for Smash Brothers, I think. And I got to figure out what these two lower buttons do on it. It's got two buttons on the bottom. Let's try and remember all the controls on here too. Let's see, let me get a better. The vibration works on the controller too, the rumble. I need to do a better job here showing the controller actually when I'm playing the game. Yeah. And you've got the gated controls here, like you typically see on a GameCube controller. Ooh. There we go. Yeah. It's funny how like these game mechanics become almost like second nature as far as doing like that backflip thing, right? Like that's a mechanic that's in all the Mario games. I think after 64, right? It's just in there. Like you expect it to be there. All right. Mission accomplished. Yes, the camera is not good in this game. So yes, so Smash Brothers does have native GB. It's true, yeah, it does have native GBC controller support. I don't know what this is going to show up as when you plug it in. But I think, all right, Smash Brothers on the Wii, that's right. Okay, so why don't we go back. See if I can hit the home button on this thing, maybe. Let's see. Just want to see if I can get out of this without. Well, it's funny, in GameCube mode, it completely shuts down the thing. So I guess you have to reset. Might reset the game. I guess it shut it off. Okay, we'll do that real quick. Turn it off and turn it back on again. Cool. Maybe we'll do a little wave race just for the heck of it. Let's show off one more game, and then we'll call it a day. So Christian Jokin was wondering if it's beneficial to watch me on Amazon or on YouTube. Either way is fine. I put it on both for that reason. It's always good. You know, it's one of those things where if you were buying something, I get the affiliate revenue. So the Amazon revenue is affiliate based. So there's no. So I would say from like monetarily, if you're just watching, it's better on YouTube. But if you're shopping at Amazon, it's better on Amazon. Okay, so I think I figured out the dynamics here. So we've got Wave Race, another great GameCube title. But I think these are nicely constructed products. They feel good. I will be doing some testing later on the PC side to see how it handles the PC and the Switch. So all of these connect to the Switch and the PC. So let's see if my save game is on this card or the other one. And this is also progressive scan. Oh, I got one in there. All right.
Let's go.
So I have a little bit more to play with here. All right, let's see how it goes here. I like the GameCube one. The Nintendo 64 version always just struck me as like just a really great jet skiing game. The water dynamics were awesome. All right. It's actually kind of fun to play the real game after emulating it for so often. The rumble feels really good on it. Ooh. Well, the good news is all my old consoles work. And what you've just watched today was me booting up. So the Dreamcast I've used more recently just because I had installed that drive emulator in it. But for the most part, I have not turned these things on in years. And I think in the case of the Xbox, over a decade. This thing has been off for at least 7 or 8 years. We kind of stopped using it when when we got the Wii U. And it makes for a great GameCube. I got the component cables, it's all good. What I'm going to need to figure out is I'll probably run my little test and do some CRT testing on it too upstairs. But yeah, I think we're good. So the D-pad is good. I have to reach out to them because there was one thing I noticed with it was that it has a bit of a click on it beyond the normal click. So I need to touch base with them on that. But I like the weight of it. It felt good. You can see if you rewind the stream, this will be unlisted, but just bookmark the link, and you can rewind to that part. But yeah, it's good stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with these. Like I said, I've had these for a while. I just haven't had a chance to get to them because I had to get all this stuff working in order for it to work. But this is the little dongle that it's got. I'll give you the overhead view here. So that's the dongle. And you pair it up. And then there's a PC dongle also that connects to it as well. So good stuff. I'll show you the Dreamcast controller again just before we leave, so I know somebody had a question about that. I was trying to keep all this stuff together because I'm going to try to, I don't think I have time today. I was going to try to shoot the review today also, but I've got some other things I got to do. So I'm going to get some of the footage captured for latency testing on the PC and all that stuff, and then we'll kind of go from there. But it feels pretty good. They have Hall effect sticks on all these, so altogether, I think it's a pretty nice collection of controllers. I got to figure out how to use the back buttons. They have P1 and P2. I guess they're like macro buttons. So I got to look into that as well. And let's see if the instructions. Oh, programming. Okay, hold. Okay, so I see. So you can set. Press the button you like. Oh, so you just map other buttons to it. Okay, that's simple enough. Yes, we're going to do this one as like a haul video. I'm going to do them all at once in one video, and then for Amazon, I'll break them out into separate pieces. And let's see, where did the other one go? So I wanted to somebody wanted to see the Dreamcast controller again. So where did I put it? Now this one is not yet available. It will be soon, but I think in April is when it's shipping. So I've got like a pre-release version. Where did I put it? I put it down. I must have brought it over with the Dreamcast. Let me go grab it real quick. Yeah, it's over here. And I haven't figured out how I'm going to do the main video yet. My intent was to do all this B-roll today so I'd have it. Yes. Oh, so Paul, that's a good point. Thank you. So yes, this one has it has the click at the end. So when you click through, oops, I'm losing everything. So when you get to the end, there's a switch that actuates. I will mention that, and listen, you'll hear it. So it does click when you get to that point. So it does have that. I will mention that. That's a good point. The full pull. All right. So I'll put this back in, and I'll show you the Dreamcast one, and then I got to run. Okay. It's crazy, but my office is even worse now than it was when I started this afternoon. So here's the Dreamcast one. This one's nice. It is clicky all over, but it's not like super clicky. But I'm feeling like a bit of it's almost like a speed bump. When you're doing this, it has its actuation click, but it also feels like it's hard to explain. But it's got like a little bit of a bump in there. But it feels nice. I really like the way it feels. It worked great on the Dreamcast. Certainly for games that are designed for a D-pad. So we did some Virtua Tennis and Ikaruga, which I'm going to pronounce 12 different ways in the video for engagement purposes. And then we'll see it on the Mister and see how it stacks up on that front. But yeah, it's got like a Saturn vibe to it. So this will be good for, it doesn't work with the Saturn, but if you're emulating Saturn, it'd be great. And it is also, I think, going to be great for emulating Genesis, 6-button Genesis games. So it's cool. This one is not yet available. They're pre-ordering it, but the rest of them are. So there you go. All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. This was fun. And it was fun actually to get all these old consoles work. The Xbox, I think, was the biggest surprise of the day. I was like, I expected the Wii to work, but the Xbox was like, wow, that thing's, you saw that. We put the game in, it just came up. It was like it never was turned off. And there was my game from like 20 years ago, still there. I got dust all over me. This is like, I'm a mess. So, but yeah, good stuff. All right. Well, we are going to be back soon with more. I'm hoping to get this video up tomorrow night. I'm hoping I'll be done with it by then. It shouldn't take that long to do. Yeah, that'll be it. So I greatly appreciate everybody for stopping by and watching me get some work done around here. We do these streams very frequently, although I haven't done one in a while. But if you hit the, if you're on Amazon, follow me there. I found Amazon's notifications work better than YouTube's notifications do. So if you hit the Amazon link, you'll pop into this stream on Amazon. You can click the follow button. But of course, follow me here too. All right. But yeah, it's a nice controller. I gotta check on the D-pad bump, little speed bump thing I'm feeling in here. It's like, so what I'm doing here, I'll show you what I mean. It's really hard to explain it. When I'm doing this, I feel it like, it's almost like it's slipping off the thing that it's rocking on, and it comes back onto it. So it doesn't stop, but it's got a bit of a bump to it. It's the best way I can describe it. But for wireless controllers on original hardware, these are all really nice, and I'll do a little latency test on them also. I think it'll be good. So there you go. All right, everybody. I will be back on the stream before you know it, and I greatly appreciate everybody's time today. I really appreciate the help that I get in here, because your feedback as I'm working on this stuff is really helpful. All right, button push at end. I just want to make sure I can make a note of that. All right, cool. Well, thank you, everybody, and I will see you on the next stream. Have a good night, or afternoon. I don't even know what time it is. Time to do something else. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Bye, everybody.